Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown on a second try. So let me see how many people we got in. We had a whole bunch in the first time I went, and I hope everybody was able to come back, and listen to the live stream. I plucked it off of Bumble, and now I'm on Utizzle. So we'll see if once we get some people in the chats, how things are going with everybody. What did I say? I went through a whole big, well, I'll just repeat myself. We were discussing last night how things were going with the economy, that things were going to go just like that. Going to be a collapse. We've been talking about it for over a year, going on 2 years, for people to be prepared and brace themselves psychologically. Make sure they got plenty of toilet paper. Make sure they got some spare gas. Make sure they got dry goods. And if you haven't done that, go ahead and do that. Don't do a run on everything, but make sure you got some stuff that'll last a long time. Dry goods like oatmeal, rice, peanut butter, canned goods, whatever you need. And it will save you a trip to the store when you don't have any gas to go to the store. Because I said that's going to be the next thing. After we get through, is this going to settle down? Is this going to be restored? I don't know. I don't think so. It's not going to happen overnight. It's just the beginning. So let's see. We're starting over again. We've got Kim in here, Damon, Gloria, haha, Debbie, Carol says sounds good now. Sissy, Kim, okay. Well, I totally kicked Bumble out of my system, and whatever garbage is Bumble is on Bumble. I'll have to reload this video, which just adds a lot of time for me. Wee hours of the morning. But, I'm convinced they're a Canadian company, and there are bad actors in that company, along with the very many good people. But anyway, so as I was saying in my first live stream, the first 15 minutes of the trading day saw $1.2 trillion disappear from the value of crypto. $1.2 trillion in just one little part of our indices, our economic indicators of health and wealth, or being sick and broke. So once you calculate all the losses across the board in every major trading nation around the world, it is unbelievable. What has happened is historic. Never, ever has the NASDAQ lost over 1,000 points. But it happened now, so we're breaking records, not in a good way. So I'm going to put up some stuff you can probably get some screenshots on and send to your friends, like that little corner there of Trump handing out a red pill. I'll give you a full-blown picture of that. You can send it to your friends and say, "Are you awake yet?" So they better be waking up. Hi, Flannel Cheese. Hi, Sherry, Jersey Joe. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? If I miss anybody, I apologize. Tuco's back. Anne's here. Lucy's here. I am naked. I just keep saying him. Carol, how you doing? Nice to see you. How far back up can I scroll? Well, I just try to catch everybody while I can. Sometimes. Hi, Gloria. She's back too. All right. We got a lot of the same people. If you think about it, hi, Roland. Give me a thumbs up when you come in. If you don't like the stream, give me a thumbs down. Let me know something. But, yeah, I don't have anything in the stock market, but it does affect all of us. And my father told me 20 years ago, when you see sudden deflation along with economic stresses, sudden deflation. That's when real bad stuff's going to come. Not a recession, depression. What made me think of what dear old dad told me 20 years ago? I'll tell you what it was. The price of oil dropped. The price of gold dropped. Okay, 2%. That is where people flee when stock markets go cuckoo. Okay? They go into tangible items. And even when you see the tangibles, precious metal and petrol, the petrodollar go down, even if it's brief, it's a bad sign. It shows a pulling in like a turtle, okay? People are taking their cash out and they're very nervous and very upset. Is it because of Kamala? What do you, not my friends in the chats, but into the general public, are you stupid? Of course it's about Kamala, okay? Wake the heck up. The only alternative to a free market is socialism, okay? And the free market, people create wealth. The government does not create wealth. It only prints money. And if people create wealth and have it all taken from them, a funny thing happens. They go home and watch TV and they quit creating wealth. Okay? So, yeah. Right here. Kamala was ranked the worst, most liberal senator, even more radical than Bernie Sanders. I know there are Bernie bros out there, but, you know, get those stars out of your eyes about socialism. Look at Venezuela. They're, as I keep saying, digging through trash pails, looking for food to eat, poor. Anybody worth a hoot, including all the mental patients and prisoners. You got people who, smart, energetic people, are not going to stay in a system that is abusive and confiscatory and malicious. That's what we have going on right now. And that's all communism is. Malicious, confiscatory. Okay? But we've got upheaval in even Ireland. There were thousands of people gathering, rioting over the destruction of their culture, the burden brought on by massive migration. Okay, since I can't use the word illegal. Okay, hi CG 1975, Ravens Wings, how you doing? Ireland's in an uproar, Britain's in an uproar. There are threats flying around. Where'd Hebrew Hammer go? He put something in there about Senate something. They're always pumping stuff through. Always pumping stuff through. I want to see what it is, Hebrew Hammer. Where'd you go? Jersey Joe, how you doing? Yeah, everybody thinks they can go to Starbucks and sit on their rear ends and have everything handed to them. That's what they think socialism is. Hi, Kim. Yeah, we had a glitch. Miss Mindersu's back. Roland's back. Tara. Oh, Japan, they're taking a beating. Their stock market's taking a beating. It's going to take even more of a beating. So, you know, in Bangladesh, you know, I was watching people talking about what's happening in the UK, and a lot of commentators and pundits are saying the UK is lost, that the police state combined with the party that has seized power are going to be too powerful with their enforcement. They're going to become a police state, and that the British citizens that have got their backup and the higher up are going to be crushed by the combined forces of the migrants and the police state. So we shall see. I don't want to see the end of hi Wayne, how you doing? MS Motorsports, how you doing? White Lightning, hit the like button, that's right. Yeah, the whole world panicked over cackles. Not only that, but the inevitable and undeniable ties of the examples we've seen at the Olympics, not just the Olympics, what people see in their own communities worldwide, ties to Satanism. Okay? Satan's a scary dude. People are starting to see it. Okay? Sandy, how you doing, Angel? Nice to see you. So anyway, but I did want to say, because I saw an interview on Citizens Free Press, where there was an English guy there, an old head guy. He's a tall bit, about 6'3", 6'4". He's talking to a young lady, and he was out there voicing his opinion, which will get you put in jail, don't you know? And he was talking about Trump. And then he turned around and showed a tattoo he's got in his back. Now, this is over in England. And Trump's message, the Trump effect is going worldwide. But he said, first they want to silence you. Then they want to jail you. And then they will actually kill you, which is what they've tried to do to Trump. But he's survived. He's still standing. And that's where people are getting their inspiration. Courage is contagious. So, I said, before they take away your voice, they take away your GUNs. Okay? Then they take away your voice. Then they take away your physical body. Okay? Either incarcerate it or prevent it from continuing to exist. Yeah, that sounds a little rough, but it's the truth. And I have a bright spot for the people in a small corner of a bright spot for the people in the UK. And that is Bangladesh. They took their weapons long ago. But here you see, the presidential palace got stormed. Bangladesh Prime Minister resigns and flees the country as protesters storm the palace. There's rumors that she went to India. Hey, Kamala. And there's rumors that she went to Finland. But then there's reports that she and her, I believe, daughter-in-law have arrived, guess where? In the UK, looking for asylum. And the daughter-in-law is already a citizen. Okay? So the UK is bringing all, Trump said the U.S. is a dumping ground. Well, same suit, different bow tie over there in the UK. They're getting all their problems dumped over onto them. And dual citizenship, boy, that needs to be looked at and thrown the hell out of the picture. Here we have different reports about the situation. Bangladesh Prime Minister leaves capital for, quote, safer place. Here we have Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigns, military forming an interim government. They didn't have any guns, but remember that still shot I showed you from the video last night, or was it? Yeah. No, it was a couple of days ago. One SHOT, okay, took out two protesters. One was in the act of falling down. The other one's already prone. They were pew-pewing people in the streets, okay? And that caused national outrage. What's this? Sheikh Hasina in India, question mark. But now we're hearing that they're in the UK. Hey, they go to India. They probably couldn't guarantee their safety in India. And the way things are going in Britain, you know, people are going to, what's going to happen there? It's what was the saying in the Revolutionary War with the snake chopped up in pieces? It said, join or die. Join or die. That was 1775, okay? Angel, we got Angel and Angela Redhausen. How you doing? Yeah, the military's taking over, but how, you know, the restoring order is another question altogether. How about this one here? We all know who's behind everything. I can't get over how these Dems, when they're being interviewed on the street, they're all for Kamala. Point blank lied to the American people about Joe's condition. We knew Joe was gone when he was elected. I've got memes going back 5 years about Joe's inability to function properly. And right away, they jump right back into Kamala. Why? Well, because of a corrupted news organizations. This is going to be my next thumbnail or one of my future thumbnails. Let me find it. I've got it in here somewhere. Here you go. Here you go. ABC News. Harris campaign headquarters. And that's exactly what it is. George Slopinopoulos. He was on TV with Byron Reynolds cracking that whip verbally. Hi, Melinda. And I say that, you know, because that's the name Cracker comes from, cracking a whip. And he had Byron Donalds on there and was very nasty. Of course, he's facing a big lawsuit from Donald Trump. And somewhere on this thumbnail, I'm going to put the name Disney, okay? Because we're starting to see the connections between The View, okay? All these creepos coming out. Owned by Disney. And then we know who's got the influence of Disney, right? So here you have what's going on in Britain. Here you have stoking race riots from the Daily Mail. Who's got influence over the Daily Mail? That might, what's his name? Maxwell, Robert Maxwell. That might have been part of his media empire. Robert Maxwell's the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, and no one could say anything about him because Britain's libel laws were so powerful. They didn't want to get sued. But here you have the Daily Mail accusing Tommy Robinson of stoking race riots from his sunbed. Okay? Under existing law in Britain, they could be sued. They very well might get sued. But how much of their judicial branch is compromised as badly as what we're seeing in the U.S.? We have operatives in the judiciary. We know their names of the big players: Engoron, Kaplan, Mercan, that they're all bought off and they're all behaving in a criminal manner. All right? And I'm saying it loud. Okay? Because that is what it's going to come out to be. We've got criminals in the judiciary. And look at the little top article. At 55, I have finally admitted that I hate being a mother and resent all the sacrifices I've made. Culture of Death. John Paul. Remember that. Here's what you can send your friends right here. Right here. 401k takes a dump on them. All right, when they're getting slapped around in the CVS trying to buy toilet paper. Okay, here, you wake yet? You ready to take that pill yet? I don't know what's going. I hope my hi, Care. Why this title? What are you talking about, Care? But I had like 50 people all of a sudden hit the road. I got a live stream doing a lot to cover. What title are you talking about, K-A-R-E? So, here we go. Right here. Are you winning, Dad? Son, pack up your stuff. I just lost the house. To put in context of just the Bitcoin loss, 1.2 trillion in 15 minutes of the trading day this morning. Our last stimmy package is what they call it. The hip kids, stimmy. I want my stimmy. Well, last stimmy package of $2 billion cash directly to Americans was half of that, 1 trillion. 1 trillion. We lost more in 15 minutes just with Bitcoin. To show you the severity of this, than the stimmy package where I get a check. Okay? That supposedly rescued our economy during COVID. And that is just with Bitcoin. And here's something everybody can think about. There's Greta von Doomberg. What's this, folks? See. What do you see with your eyes and your head that's connected to your brain? Here's an event that happens all the time, multiple times a year, somewhere in the world. Each one puts out more, what do they call it? Carbon causing or global warming causing crapola than if we used every vehicle on the face of this earth for 250,000 years. Last night, Mount Etna erupted in Sicily. The ash cloud reached a height of 10 kilometers. Where's that? How high is that? It's about, 8 miles? 8 miles? Where's Greta von Doomberg? All right, what are you going to do, Greta? Now, we really need to go to battery-operated cars. Yeah, you idiot. It takes engines and gasoline or coal to create electricity, you dipwad. But anyway, Trump was quick to put this stuff out. Kamala crash. Kamala crash. And that's what it's going to be known as. But not in the regular media. But what do you want? Do you want Trump cash or Kamala crash? Which one do you want? That's why I put it in my thumbnail. Hi, Kicking Bird. How you doing? Ha ha ha. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through the chat, see what's going on. Holy cow. So, anyway. Let's see. Mr. T. Stock market's crashing. I told you so. Kamala doesn't have a clue. Biden is sound asleep. All caused by inept U.S. leadership. What are you going to do? How are you going to blame Trump for that? How are you going to blame Trump for that? This is before it really got wound up. This was yesterday. How about today? But we need to put out these memes associated with the people who are in charge. Okay? It's going way farther than that. And there's Kamala on the phone. Hi, Angela. How you doing? I hope. What in the world? Are y'all still with me? I got bumped off. Are y'all still with me? Let me know something. I got bumped off. Is everybody still with me? Hello out there. I hope so. Oh my gosh. I have to go back and see what I was talking about. But anyway, I keep going with stuff they don't like. How about that? I lost about 100 people. Ha ha ha. Hey, you got to understand it happens sometimes. Hi, Lottie. How you doing? Raven's Wings. Everybody made it back. Okay, we'll pick it back up. Yeah, I dropped it down for a couple of seconds. Here you go. Speaking of ABC News. In 2011, Whoopi said she'd loved Donald Trump and called him a friend. Now she warns people about humanizing him. Who could even be friends with Whoopi? She backstabbed you for $1, and that's exactly right. So, here we go. Here's the article I was talking about the other day. Opinion, an authoritarian, this is from Politico. An authoritarian scholar explains how Mussolini used assassination attempts on his life to gain power and how Donald Trump could do the same. See, and that's why I said no wonder Lincoln shut down 200 some papers and locked up their editors in a military prison. You know, where's that character at? Hi, Alicia. Where's that one character at? I asked a question. I want to make sure. Well, he said, what's this title? Why this title? I was a half an hour into a live stream. Hi, Marie. How you doing? I was half an hour into a live stream, and I already said how things have gotten destroyed worldwide. What am I supposed to do? Just keep repeating it over and over again for half an hour and not talk about anything else? This is a live stream, bonehead. So, anyway, let's see. We've got these reports. Here we go. Let's see what's happening in the Russian news. War, markets crashing, political upheaval, attempted assassinations. It doesn't get more crazy than what's happening and what's going to happen. The price of Brent oil on ice dropped below $76 per barrel for the first time since January 9th. The main index of the Taiwan Stock Exchange fell by 8.35% by the end of trading. Someone mentioned earlier, hi, Elva, at the beginning of the stream, see what's going to happen to Japan. Well, Taiwan also, okay, they started feeling it. Their daytime is our nighttime. They started feeling it, and it's going to continue after the disasters in the market today. Bitcoin is falling by 18%, is trading below $50,000. I wonder what it is now. I wonder what it is now, folks. What do we have here? Robinhood has just halted 24-hour trading due to huge market volatility. They have suspended all 24-hour trades until further notice. Europe stock down, stocks 600 down 1.8%. Britain's down 1.7%, France 2.1%, Spain 2.8%. Euro stocks indexed 1.5%. Eurozone blue chips down 1.3%. Wow. It's not going to cure itself overnight. And they can put the brakes on it if they want to. they might be able to stabilize the market. But a recovery is another thing altogether. Stabilizing versus recovering. And once, like with Bitcoin, that 1.2 trillion is gone, it is gone. They have to earn it back. Well, Roland says they'll blame Trump for the crypto crash. They can, but they'll make themselves look like idiots. Because Trump has been warning about this. He's not in power. Okay? He said he's going to support crypto, but if he loses, they will lose everything. They will no longer exist. He said things to make them think, like they can come into your house. Remember that one thumbnail I had with Kamala laughing? They can come into your house. So he said they'll be in jail. It would be taken over by political interests. The Russian stock market at the start of trading falls by 1.76%. China's 30-year Treasury yield down 4 basis points to 2.295, a record low. Wow. Hungary stock exchange books index falls 2.242% after opening. That is pretty damn bad. So we'll see if they can stabilize it. Here, did this make them kick me off? I don't know. Are you winning, Dad? Son, pack up your stuff. I just lost a house. A lot of people get used to that easy money. What's this one here? Oh, how about what's going to happen? Trump was talking to that young man, that young YouTube or whatever social media creator, and said that he expected Iran to attack Israel tonight. But just as he was saying that, Russia dispatched their defense minister, Shoigu, to the capital of Iran to talk with them. So Russia may be throwing cold water on that. We will see. We will see. Rioting continued to escalate in towns and cities across England on Sunday, with police condemning a staggering level of violence. Downing Street is expected to hold a Cobra emergency response meeting on Monday after, quote, thugs tried to storm hotels housing asylum seekers on the 6th day of disorder. Cobra meetings are undertaken when the UK faces a major national crisis. They were last used during COVID. Looks like Labour are going to rule over austerity and a descent of Britain into a police state riven by ethnic conflict. So there's videos going around of the asylum seekers bringing the police coffee and donuts and, oh, thank you for coming to protect us. And meanwhile, women are getting abused, and you know what I mean by that, and unalived all over the place. So, let me see. Keep on going. Keep on keeping on. The head of U.S. Central Command, General Michael Corellia, arrived in Israel today, along with Shoigu. He's from Russia, is in Iran. So you've got the head of U.S. Central Command arriving in Israel to coordinate defense efforts and review plans with Israeli officials ahead of the expected Iranian retaliatory strike. Now, this is a big one right here. The Israeli media became aware of the contents of the meeting. Remember, folks, when I said that Russia contacted Lloyd Austin, okay, the $12 million man who's running the Pentagon, who the WikiLeaks intercepted his emails trying to launder $12.5 million. We'll be hearing about that in the future. But they contacted him and said, look, we got very good intelligence that there's going to be an attack, and we're telling you right now, you better put a stop to it. But they didn't say what the attack was. Lloyd Austin called the Ukrainians and said, we don't know what you're planning, but we heard you might be, and you better not do it. They knew damn good and well what it was, and here it is. The Israeli media, okay, became aware of the contents. Well, no, this is another report. Between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the leadership of the Army intelligence, according to the Net portal, the possibility of launching a preemptive strike on Iran was discussed. If an attack from its side was considered inevitable, in other words, if Iran was going to do it no matter what, they thought, well, there's no avoiding it. We're going to strike first. Where'd my chats go? Oh, there they are. Wow, it's squirrely tonight. Let me find that article about what was discussed. I'll tell you that they planned an attack on a parade while Putin was in attendance. Here we go. Ukrainian Special Forces services were preparing a strike against Putin and Belousov at the parade in St. Petersburg. The attack was supposed to take place on July 28th, quote, Russian Navy Day, unquote. But a few days earlier, the Russian defense minister personally called U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin to persuade Ukraine to abandon its plans. And why this is important is that Putin said they would do like-kind retaliation for stuff like this, and they would attack decision-making centers, which means if they would have gone after Putin, okay, he'd been going after U.S. officials. No doubt in my mind. And that's why Lloyd Austin put a stop to it. He was told to. Trump said Iran would attack Israel tonight. He stated this on air with streamer Aiden Ross. I heard that Iran is going to attack Israel tonight. They will be attacked tonight. I'm telling you right now, said the U.S. presidential candidate. A Pentagon spokesman told Sky News Arabia. That's the Sky News I say not to conflate with Sky News Australia. Sky News Arabia. We have not detected any Iranian governments indicating a strike on Israel in the coming hours. So people are backing down. We have this. U.S. President Joe Biden was already in the White House Situation Room when the attack by Iranian-backed forces occurred. Several U.S. service members were injured tonight in a rocket attack on Al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq. So this pretty much repeats that. The markets are going to react in a very, very skittish way. Because what happens when just what I was talking about the other day, Lindsey Graham told the Houthis, might as well be talking to Iran, we're going to go straight for your oil producing capabilities and we're going to wipe them out. That is when we're going to see gas go through the roof. Stock market crashes and gas through the roof. Exactly what we have been talking about for months and months. Here's the kind of stuff that are getting people's attention and needs to be tied together. Everything now is good versus evil. We are in a holy war to save humanity. People that can't see that, only the fool hath said there is no God. And look what is continuing to go on with Midas Trash Network. All this stuff going on. Somebody put in my comments that they noticed that Midas Trash Network has lowered its live streaming. Sometimes it would live stream 3 times a day. Okay? And with guests and determined stories and narratives. Now they're doing it once, maybe twice a day, and the vitriol is dropping down. That's because of the talk that has been going around about which attorneys are helping to finance Midas Trash Network. Okay? Trump rapidly self-destructs. Trump in free fall as his world collapses. Trump in legal hell. See, I can't put the word hell in my description. I have to be careful when I say it during my live stream. They get away with it, okay? Panic eats him alive. Their views have dropped. They would get 500, 700,000 views. New video evidence, Project 2025. The guy who headed up 2025 resigned in disgrace. Trump put out a very strong statement. Don't try to define my campaign again. And he disavowed 2025 from the beginning. So coming out of this bunch. No escape now, Donald. Live, Trump gets shocked as criminal cases accelerate. And like I said, pictures of him on the golf course, okay, sweaty and, doesn't have his hair combed. Dumpster fire Don. Ex-Trump official dishes on Trump campaign. And right here, the last one they put up that I saw. They may have put another one up since. Live. Former agent Strzok gets ultimate revenge. Karma is here, Donald. Well, we'll see about that. Because Peter Strzok is one of the people who are probably have their name in the hat for a long drop with a short rope for what he's done. And things are getting real as far as these creepos are concerned that are backing this Midas Trash Network. I heard a rumor that Joe Rogan was going to sue one of these groups, whether it's ABC, I'm not sure, MSNBC, I'm not sure. That's right. The only time CNN broadcast a rally, BBC, CNN were there also. Did Care ever get back in asking me some question about the Hebrew Hammer? He never showed back up again. Don't come in live streams and stir up a pot and then disappear. I can put a stop to that. Here we go. Here's what we need to start seeing right here. Trump News Network. How about that? TNN. All right. Nothing can stop. What? Nothing can stop. What is coming? Nothing. Tracy, how you doing? Montana is here. Linda, Ravens, you changed your picture, didn't you? I think you did. Got your nice little doggy dog there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, TNN, let's do it. I'd subscribe. I'd get back on cable. Here's some of the stuff that Trump was putting out. He was retruthing, and I say he's doing it for a reason. J6 was an inside job. They will lie, cheat, and red rum to keep their lie alive. Mr. T, retruth this. Retruth if you want this evil witch to face justice. I was going to put on one of my thumbnails, jail the J and then 6 vandals, and free the J and then SIX tourists. Free the tourists, jail the vandals. It's that simple. This is another one he put up. Paul Ryan, faux news sellout. If you know the difference between the Republican Uniparty rhinos and MAGA Americans, retruth it. Well, I'm putting it out there for everybody to see. And here's another one he put up. Anybody wants to know what my title is and why I'm putting this stuff up? I'm putting this stuff up because Trump was illegally removed from the White House. And if he wasn't illegally removed from the White House, we would not have wars in Ukraine. We would not have the economic disaster we're seeing now. We would not have the Middle East getting ready to erupt. And people would not be looking at fighting over toilet paper and drops of gas, which is coming. Chaos. All to do what? To introduce a new world order. We know it. Here. What did you know and when did you know about it? Retruth, if you want to know who ordered the oh my word, and nation of Donald J. Trump. Notice he put Ray's picture, but he did not accuse Ray. Okay. People are talking about Kellyanne Conway, right? People are talking about Jenna Ellis. Oh, they're backstabbers. Oh, they betrayed the cause. Well, where is that? Here we go. I like this guy. I'm not bashing him. I watch his videos every now and then. A lot of times he does a 4 or 5 minute video. He says stuff I already know sometimes, and embellishes it with his own feelings. I don't necessarily watch those, but Trump advisor, a registered Ukrainian agent. And he said, well, Trump always seems to attract these venomous people. How can we get rid of these venomous people around Trump? What do you mean, venomous people? A registered Ukrainian agent. She's working with private groups about injured Ukrainian soldiers. What, are we going to want Ukraine totally wiped out? We don't want any humanitarian efforts to the clean regime that is going to be left behind after we get rid of the BIO labs, after we get rid of the NAZIs. She's supposed to register. She's supposed to let people know when she's working with foreign entities. It's the law. What you got to worry about is the ones like John Kerry, who has been going over physically to Iraq, okay? John McStain physically going over to areas where ISIS was operating and interacting with foreign powers and not disclosing it to the American people. Not Kellyanne Conway. What you got to worry about is Barry Soweto, okay, setting up a second White House and following Trump around the world, meeting with leaders and not disclosing. How I pulled off the greatest fraud in world history and nearly destroyed America and got away with it so far. Jenna Ellis, I've yet to evaluate what her situation is, but I can tell you this much. Who else was a high-profile attorney that was involved in these cases and has laid low and says he will testify for the prosecution? What's his name? The one out of Georgia that used to represent Kyle Rittenhouse. What was his name? Anyway, he surrendered his law license, and he used to put stuff out all the time. What lays in the dark will come to light. Every truth will be put out there. You all know his name. Oh gosh, I can't think of it. Anyway. Lynn Wood. Thank you, Roland. Yeah, and Angela got it too. Lynn Wood. Does that mean that he's a snake, or is he a plant? Is Jenna Ellis going to be a plant? She may get under oath, maybe even on live TV, and put stuff out there that makes the prosecution look like idiots. But you got to let them. You got to let them think they got you. You got to play the game. So there's nothing here about Kellyanne Conway that's caused Donald Trump any problems other than the media pointing out the fact that she's following the law and that Barry Obama and John Kerry, just to name a very few out of many who are violating the law, dealing with foreign powers behind Donald Trump's back while he was in office, and when they're not government anymore, continuing to do it to keep Trump out of office. They're working with foreign powers and not disclosing it. Kellyanne Conway is following the law. How about this? Their own garbage will throw their own garbage back in their face. Trump warns stocks will disintegrate if he loses, but stocks are climbing as Biden pulls ahead. Trump warns the market will crash if he loses, but investors just laugh. Global stock markets plunge. That's right, Roland. Schumer. It's not their business to go over there. Foreign policy is the purview of the executive branch. That's right, Angela. Play double agent. And to do that, you got to earn their trust. So, here we go. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris mistakenly picks Ron Shapiro for VP. Wouldn't that be something? But they say, let me see. They say, drunken Kamala Harris. They say that some black SUVs, let me see if I can find that, went to somebody's house that I've never heard of. Where did it go? Where did that article go? Some guy out of Minnesota nobody's heard of. They say there's black SUVs showing up at his house. Here he is. Black SUVs seen at Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's residence amid VP rumors. Oh, who is this Tim Walz? I've never heard of him. But, yeah. So much for the Pennsylvania guy. Yeah, Angela, I heard what Raskin said, And I reposted that on my Truth Social, and I put the title above it, what Raskin was saying, that they're constantly scheming. They're scheming. They're going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at Mr. T. Everything. Here's the kind of thing that's got things boiling over. Boiling over in UK. And it's going to be like Venezuela, Maduro. Maduro, see, he had jails. He was getting ready for mass arrests of protesters. The UK is going to do the same thing, and these abuses are going to continue. Posted racist comment on Facebook. 15 weeks in jail. Sold anti-immigration stickers. 24 months, 2 years in prison. Repeatedly raped a 12-year-old girl. 180 hours of community service. No prison time. All right, they have corrupt entities in their judiciary, no doubt about it. Trump posted this about an hour before I went live, a couple hours before I went live. The flag got tangled today. It's a throwback, okay? Throwback to the Pennsylvania rally. Before Trump came on stage, it looks like an angel. And the video shows it fluttering, and it does look like an angel flying in the air. And there were angels watching over him that day, and anybody that doubts that, sorry for you. And here you go, folks, in case you want to look it up. Put it here so you can get a screenshot of this before I start reading it. Article 37. Okay, this is the Department of Defense Laws of War Manual. Prohibition of perfidy. Okay? So if you want to find out more, you can look up Article 37. This is partial. Okay? Article 37, Prohibition of perfidy. It is prohibited to kill, injure, or capture an adversary by resort to perfidy. Acts inviting the confidence of an adversary to lead him to believe that he is entitled to or is obliged to accord protection under the rules of international law applicable in armed conflict with the intent to betray that confidence shall constitute perfidy. The following examples of perfidy. Feigning of an intent to negotiate under a flag of truce or surrender. And I'm bringing this up because that is the word they used when they told Mercan to throw out Trump's case against him because of perfidy. When have you ever seen that in a legal filing? The feigning of an intent to negotiate under a flag of truce or surrender, feigning of incapacitation by wounds or sickness, feigning of civilian non-combatant status, the feigning of protected status by the use of signs, emblems, or uniforms of the United Nations or of neutral or other states not parties to the conflict. Was the judge behaving in a perfidious manner? You'll be treated fairly in this court in accordance to the rules of law. So subject yourself to this court's jurisdiction. Ha ha ha, tricked you. No, you can't do that. Here we go. Here's the way the media does. And these freaks, lunatics, all fall right along. Ridiculous, MAGA is a cult. Oh, yes, slay queen. Yeah. Double standards in their brains. You know, the thing is, they have no loyalty. Okay? How many times you heard them say they would vote for, one guy said, I would vote for an ant before I'd vote for Donald Trump. They have no concept of being loyal to any individual. Just this ethereal belief in some fantasy land of social utopia that doesn't exist and can never exist and never will exist. They don't exercise logic. They don't have loyalty towards anybody. But just like Mr. T has been saying, and the Clintons said, it's the economy, stupid. It's the economy, stupid. Well, the new thing is going to be, it's the policies, stupid. It's not whether it's Biden. It's not whether it's Harris. Anybody else they put up there is going to be just as unattractive and puke out more than 50% of this country because of their policies. And for somebody to genuinely believe in allowing unfettered access to this country by anyone from any other country without vetting them, without making them learn our history, our laws, by allowing young people to be taken advantage of in the school system and to be psychologically abused with this new wave, they call it a theory, okay, of transgenderism, which is really a moral choice they're trying to put on children, of paganism and a celebration of long ago extinguished faiths called Baal and Moloch. Look it up. It's in the book. There isn't one word for anybody who says that they're a Christian, a Jew, a Hindu, name it. Name any faith, a Muslim. Nobody says that kind of behavior or encouraging that on children is anything less than an abomination and a sin. Okay, so they're trying to establish their own religion. Trump has alluded to that. Here we go. For 5-year-olds. For the 5-year-olds out there. Explain America like I'm a 5-year-old. Here you go. Kamala and Trump. Now, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something I got a screenshot of. I very seldom get. Because he doesn't post that much. But Rudy Giuliani, where is it at? He put up something that I've alluded to, but then again, I'm not a former prosecutor, not America's mayor. I'm not somebody who wrote the RICO Act. He is. And I'm trying to find it in here, but I'll just go ahead and tell you what he said. That in France, okay, and the USA, international law, for a man to beat on a woman is against the law, okay? It's not always against the law. Here we go. For men to beat on men or women to get in a cat fight, but it is against the law for a man to beat on a woman. Men hitting women is a crime under the laws of all civilized and even partially civilized nations. The bullies and their accomplices at the Olympics and their accomplices at the Olympics who beat women for so-called sport should be prosecuted under French and or international law. Where is Harris on this? She's the VP who supports gender affirmation, i.e., mutilation of children without parental consent and murdering 8 and 9 month old in the womb babies, okay? He's getting down to the crux of it. And what I've brought up many times before, 11.4 does not mean the Department of Defense war manual. It does not mean that. 11.4 international treaties. Okay? And I'm maintaining that this is a worldwide police action, okay, because of rampant criminality that's embedded itself in governments all around the world. And we're going to have a RICO case against these people that are allowing what happened at the Olympics, not just the guy, the boxers, but that guy in purple with the yellow hair and beard exposing himself to a young person, okay? FONDL-ing, okay? Young people, psychological abuse, because we have treaties where we assist each other in violations of the law, even if it's in other countries. So we're going to be seeing that. When it's going to hit, when it's going to happen, I do not know. But we're getting near. But anyway, you see what's going on in the chats. Am I on the same live stream or did it go to another thumbnail or broadcast? I have no idea what happened. My screen went black, nothing. Nothing was on my screen. That's right, Roland. We'll invest in a millstone factory. Anyway, folks. But we've got one person that we can look back at, which was the last president to be harassed out of office. And I believe that he did something that he was forced to do before he left. And it's playing a role in exactly what we're facing right now. And that is Richard Milhouse Nixon. And in closing, I'm going to play this video of how quickly we go from our currency being one thing and then our currency being another thing. In other words, everything being turned on its head at the snap of a finger. This is from 1973 and 1974, thereabouts. Many of you may remember when it happened. But anyway, I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. And I probably won't go live tomorrow. If you gave me a thumbs up, I thank you. If you give me a thumbs down, well, I'll work on it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I welcome my new subscribers. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this little video and just kind of think what it means and what was going through everybody's minds in 1973 when they found out that the dollar was not going to be backed by gold anymore. You all have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and cooperation with the International Monetary Fund and those who trade with us. We will press for the necessary reforms to set up an urgently needed new international monetary system. I am determined that the American dollar must never again be a hostage in the hands of international speculators. It's an action to make certain that American products will not be at a disadvantage because of unfair exchange.